This is what happens when I take way too long in between each mail day. Hi folks, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be doing another mail day. What is mail day? In case you haven't caught up, let me fill you in. Mail day is a series where I show you guys every single piece of media I got in the mail between the last mail day and the most recent one, which is this one. And like I said, this is what happens when I take way too long in between each mail day. We've got a lot to look at, so let's just get into it, all right? Because this is gonna take a while, so let's just go. First up, we have an amazing piece, Imaginarium, Songs from the Neverhood, Volume 1 and 2. This is a CD, obviously. You saw me unbox it, but in case you didn't, this is a soundtrack CD, 2 discs for each. For both of the Neverhood games and the third Boombots, which is not technically Neverhood, but it was made by the same folks. So Neverhood, Skull Monkeys, and Boombots soundtrack, amazing. Speaking of music, we have another thing down here. We have the best of Earth, Wind, and Fire. So yeah, it's just a best of for Earth, Wind, and Fire. It's a nice gatefold with some photographs in there of the band. It's 1 LP, but you know, if you love Earth, Wind, and Fire, obviously that's something you should own. All right, now we're gonna move on to this pile right here. First up, we have Persepolis, is an animated film based on the graphic novel that I have sitting right over there. Should have brought it over to show you guys, but it's not part of this mail day because I got it years ago. So yeah, this is the animated film based on the graphic novel. It is a coming of age film of a girl living in Iran during the Iran Revolution. I'm pretty sure, I don't want to get it wrong. Yes, Iranian Revolution to a teenage exile in Vienna, Austria, where she discovers the benefits of freedom can be just as shocking as a repressive regime she was forced to leave behind. Amazing film, amazing animation. I've only seen parts of it, but now that I have this, I will watch the whole damn thing, obviously. Speaking of masterpieces, the Old Man movie. This is a Unearthed Films. I'm just gonna move the fan a little bit because it's interfering with the hair. We got the Old Man movie. This was put out by Unearthed Films under the Unearthed Animation label, and as far as I'm aware, this is the only Unearthed Animations film as of right now. You can see there's a one, which means it's the only one. I did an unboxing of this one as well. Funny ass film. If you like adult animation and if you like stop motion, this is, you know, for you. Really good. Next up, we have The Manson Family. This is a documentary about Charles Manson and his insane followers who were called the Manson family. There's 2 disc, unrated edition, put out by Dark Sky Films. Next up, we have Eden Lake. This is a horror film, from what I've heard. Incredibly good, incredibly scary. Apparently, there's an amazing twist at the end, which I don't know about because I haven't seen. But I should do that before I get it spoiled. Next up, we have Lake Mungo. This is a documentary, a sort of pseudo documentary horror film. You know, about I don't actually know what it is. I'm gonna turn the fan off because it's really annoying my hair. I'm not in the right position to have that blown in my face right now. Next up, we have Trainspotting, the definitive edition. I haven't seen Trainspotting, but I've heard amazing things about it, so I decided to get this definitive edition. It actually includes a whole poster of the film, of this specific cover. Yeah, excited to watch that. Next up, we have Hunting Creatures, another Unearthed Films. This is sort of very obscure film. I've never heard anyone talk about this one. Even people who talk about Unearthed Films and disturbing films as a whole, I've never heard anyone talk about Hunting Creatures. Part of the German Splatter Collection. It's about a zombie outbreak, and people are dying, and it's incredibly gruesome and all that. Horror film, you know how Unearthed Films is. I love them. Next up, we have Funny Games, the original 1997. This one was directed by Michelle Haneke, and the remake was also directed by Michelle Haneke. So it's a weird sort of thing where the remake and the original were made by the same guy, probably because he didn't like the way the original turned out, so he made a new version. I haven't seen either version, so I will watch them both, and I will judge myself which one I think is better. Next up, we have Gutterballs, Unearthed Films. Is like a horror slasher that takes place in a bowling alley. Really goofy, really stupid, but also kind of fun. Next up, we have Benny's Video. Another disturbing film about a guy named Benny who likes to watch movies, and he eventually commits a murder, and his family has to learn how to deal with that. Next up, we have American Guinea Pig Bloodshot. Another Unearthed Films. We've got a lot of Unearthed Films going on here. Yeah, it's part of the American Guinea Pig series, which was a spin-off of the Japanese Guinea Pig series, which is a set of pretty disturbing pseudo-snuff films. Then we have 100 Tears, another Unearthed Films. This is what I like to call the predecessor to Terrifier, because, it's got an evil clown killing people in incredibly gruesome ways. Sounds familiar? Next up, we have a boot box from Sloppy Seconds. This is boot box 035. It includes The Green Elephant and Mare's Tail. I mostly got this for Green Elephant, obviously, because you know how, if you keep up with media and avant-garde films, you know how incredibly difficult it is to get a copy of The Green Elephant, which is official and, not a bootleg. And this is a bootleg, Sloppy Seconds. But, it's better than nothing, Now I own the film, now I can watch it, and I also have Mare's Tail, which I watched, and is also a pretty interesting avant-garde 1968 film, released the same year as 2001: A Space Odyssey, so it's crazy. Next up, we have August Underground, the Unearthed Films edition, filmed by Fred Vogel, the Blu-ray and DVD limited collector's edition. Very, very scary. Don't watch unless you can handle it, because it's pseudo snuff, so you know what you're getting with that. August Underground. Next up, we have Evil Dead Trap, put out by Synapse Films. This is a classic Japanese splatter horror film, directed by Toshiharu Ikeda. Pretty cool. Yeah, really fun if you like splatter films. Then we got Frankenhooker. I did an unboxing of this one yesterday. Really funny movie, funny comedy film, horror comedy. It's got splatter. It's got it's got sexy stuff. Everyone loves sexy stuff in their horror films, especially their splatter films. Really funny. Recommend. Okay, now we're moving on to some video games. We got Tekken Tag Tournament for the PS2, one of the launch titles for the PS2, one of the 20 launch titles, because you gotta have variety in your launch. This was around the time they were still using CDs or compact discs to make their games, so this one runs on a CD, but it doesn't have the blue that a lot of other compact disc games had on the disc, so I don't know what's up with that. Then we got Metal Gear Solid 2: Sons of Liberty. I assume the sequel to Metal Gear Solid. I'm not highly educated on the Metal Gear Solid series. It's got the manual and all that. This is actually an instruction manga which illustrates the game's mechanics as a manga or comic book. So, you know, that's really cool. Yeah, Metal Gear Solid 2. Then we have Call of Duty Finest Hour, the PS2. I've heard the PS3 version is better, which, you know, may be the case because, you know, that's a whole other generation ahead of the PS2. So I might end up picking up that one as well. All right, now we're getting into something fun. So over the last mail day and now, I've really gotten into a franchise. A certain franchise, a film franchise, which you may or may not be able to tell. Star Wars. I'm obsessed with Star Wars now. Everything about it. I've only seen the original trilogy and 2 of the prequel trilogies. You know, Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones. I haven't seen Revenge of the Sith yet. I have other Star Wars films coming in the mail, like The Force Awakens. I'm going to get Rogue One, Han Solo. I'm going to complete the rest of the sequel trilogy, although a lot of people don't really like the sequel trilogy, but I do want my collection to be complete. So, you know, I'm gonna collect all of them. Whoops. So, here we have a bunch of Star Wars stuff that I've gotten. First up, we have the original trilogy Blu-ray. And in case you're wondering, I have the prequel trilogy DVDs, but they're on the shelf because I got those like 5 years ago. So, you know, it's not mail day because, you know, I already got them. Star Wars original trilogy, we have Episode 4, A New Hope, Episode 5, Empire Strikes Back, and Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, in beautiful Blu-ray quality. These are the special editions, though, so, you know, if you're versed in the Star Wars saga, you know that there's the original, the theatrical version, the 1994 version, the 1997 version, the 2004 version, the 2006 version, the Gout DVDs, the Laserdiscs, the Disney version, the Blu-ray version. There's so many versions of the original trilogy of Star Wars that it makes your head spin, you know, because, like, how are you ever going to get the full Star Wars experience when there's so many versions of the film? But yeah, this is the Blu-ray trilogy. Pretty good version to have. And I also got the original 2004 widescreen DVDs. These are essentially the Blu-ray but in DVD quality. And the bonus disc, which has the making of. So we have A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. My personal favorite is Return of the Jedi. I think it's amazing. People are like, oh, why do you like that one? Why don't you like Empire Strikes Back or A New Hope? I do love those. In fact, I think Empire Strikes Back is better. That is the best Star Wars film. But personally, my favorite is Return of the Jedi because, you know, there's a whole thing with Luke and his father, Anakin, a.k.a. Darth Vader. I won't spoil too much of it. Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone in the world knows that Darth Vader is Luke's father. But there's a lot of emotional... I'm ruining this box. There's a lot of emotional turmoil in this film that I really loved that I feel like the other films didn't have. Although, like I said, I do agree Return of the Jedi, Empire Strikes Back is better than Return of the Jedi. Hell, even A New Hope. But my favorite is just Return of the Jedi. You know, it's my favorite one. Next up, we have A New Hope VHS. This is the 1995 version, which was made... This was the last major release of Star Wars, the original trilogy, because this is part of the trilogy, Empire and Jedi, before the major special edition edits. So this is, I believe, from the Laserdisc. I don't know. But the commercial quite literally says, get the original Star Wars trilogy one last time, because this was the last version before the array of special edition edits. So yeah, it's a really cool piece of history to have. I do plan on getting the rest in this VHS trilogy. Then we have a New Hope special edition. This was when all the changes came out, and they like put a bunch of CGI and they added scenes, and there was the whole Han Solo shot first or Greedo shot first. You know how it is. And then we have a VHS of Return of the Jedi. I don't have any VHS of Empire Strikes Back, so I gotta do that. I do plan on getting the original, the 1995, and the special edition. I plan on getting every single major Star Wars release. Then we finally have 3 other VHS tapes. We have the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Really fun film. Really gay film. Then we have Stephen King's The Dead Zone. Yep. And last but not least, we have Monty Python's The Meaning of Life. Very cool. And that's it. We are done, finally. That's it for today, folks. Thank you for watching today's Mail Day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.